Listen to me closely. You have been lied to. You have been told to calm down. You have been told to find peace. You have been told to sedate the very force that could build your empire. This is a lie. Your anger, your fear, your frustration, these are not defects. They are fuel. Stop suppressing the fire. Stop apologizing for the heat. The only difference between a breakdown and a breakthrough is direction. In the next 2 hours, you will stop running from your demons and start harnessing them to pull your chariot. It is time to burn.
Chapter 1. The Myth of Suppression. Why calm is killing you. Look around you. Look at the advice you are given every single day. Scroll through your social media feed. Walk into the self-help section of a bookstore. What do you see? Keep calm and carry on. Find your inner peace. Just let it go. Take a deep breath and relax. We are obsessed with being calm. We are obsessed with the idea that the ideal human state is a flat line, a state of zero disturbance, zero agitation, and zero intensity. Society tells you that if you are angry, you are unstable. If you are anxious, you are weak. If you are intense, you are too much. They tell you to medicate your feelings, to meditate them away, or to stuff them down into the dark corners of your mind until you can smile politely and pretend everything is fine. I am here to tell you that this is a lie, and it is a dangerous lie. The obsession with calm is not bringing you peace, it is bringing you stagnation. It is rotting you from the inside out. You have been sold a sedative, when what you actually need is an engine. Let's look at the physics of who you are. The word emotion comes from the Latin emovere. It means energy in motion. That is all a feeling is. It is not a character flaw. It is not a spiritual failing. It is a biological packet of energy. It is a surge of electricity designed to move you from one state to another. Think about the first law of thermodynamics. Energy cannot be created. Energy cannot be destroyed. It can only be transferred or changed from one form to another. Do you understand what that means for you? It means that when you feel a surge of rage, or a spike of anxiety, or a pit of grief, you cannot simply destroy that energy by wishing it away. You cannot destroy it by ignoring it. You cannot destroy it by calming down. When you try to suppress that energy, you are not deleting it, you are trapping it. You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can direct that energy outward to build something, or you can trap it inward and let it destroy you. This is the energy principle. And understanding this principle is the difference between a life of quiet desperation and a life of massive achievement. Most people treat their minds like a pressure cooker. Imagine a pot on the stove with the lid sealed tight. The fire is on. The water inside is boiling. Steam is building up. The pressure is rising. This is your life. The stress of your job, the disrespect from a peer, the financial struggle, the fear of the future. This is the heat.
Now society tells you, keep the lid on. Be professional, be nice, be calm. So you clamp the lid down harder. You smile, you say, I'm fine. You swallow the anger, you suppress the fear. But the physics hasn't changed. The heat is still on. The pressure is still rising. What happens to a pressure cooker when the valve is blocked and the heat keeps rising? It doesn't cool down, it explodes. And when a human being explodes, it is never productive, it is chaotic, it is destructive. This is why calm guys punch holes in drywalls. This is why nice people have sudden nervous breakdowns. This is why people who never complain suddenly walk out on their families or drive their cars off the road. They didn't transmute the energy, they stored it, and the container broke. Holding it in does not make the energy disappear, it creates a bomb, and that bomb will explode indiscriminately. It will hurt the people you love, it will destroy the career you built, it will shatter your health. If it doesn't explode, it does something even worse. It implodes. Suppressed energy that isn't released turns into rot. It becomes depression. It becomes lethargy. It becomes a heavy gray blanket that suffocates your ambition. When you spend all your mental energy trying to hold down your emotions, you have no energy left to build your life. You become tired. You become numb. You become a ghost in your own machine. Stop doing this. Stop trying to be a monk if you are a warrior. Stop trying to be a lake if you are a river. You do not need less emotion, you need better direction. This is the shift. This is the transformation. From this moment on, you are done with suppression. You are done with calming down. You are moving into the phase of alchemy. Alchemy is not magic, it is management. It is the deliberate act of taking raw, volatile energy and channeling it into a specific output. You need a new operating system. You need a new mantra. I want you to burn this phrase into your mind. I want you to say it when you wake up. I want you to say it when the world tests you. Here is the phrase. I do not waste energy, I transmute it. Say it.
I do not waste energy. I transmute it. When your boss disrespects you in front of the team, do not force a smile and swallow the shame. Feel the heat rise in your chest. Acknowledge it. That heat is energy. That heat is fuel. You say to yourself, I do not waste energy. I transmute it. You take that heat and you pour it into your resume. You pour it into your side hustle. You pour it into the exit plan that gets you out of that room forever. When you are stuck in traffic and you feel the anxiety rising, ticking away the minutes you are late, do not just sit there and suffer. That anxiety is alertness. That anxiety is a heightened state of focus. Say to yourself, I do not waste energy. I transmute it. Turn on an audiobook. Learn a skill. Dictate an email. Use the focus. It's not about the feeling. It's about the function. You have been taught that negative emotions are bad. There are no bad emotions. There is only raw material. Crude oil is dirty. It smells bad. If you spill it on the ground, it poisons the soil. But if you refine it, if you put it in an engine, it moves mountains. It powers jets. It builds cities. Your anger is crude oil. Your fear is crude oil. Your insecurity is crude oil. If you suppress it, you are just spilling it on the soil of your soul, poisoning yourself. But if you refine it, if you transmute it, you become unstoppable. That is the key. You stop judging the feeling and you start using the feeling. The next time you feel a knot in your stomach, don't ask, how do I make this go away? Ask, what can this fuel? The next time you feel your heart racing with rage, don't ask, how do I calm down? Ask, what wall can I break with this battering ram? This is a lifestyle of total utilization, a factory that wastes nothing, a machine that runs on everything. When you adopt this mindset, you become dangerous. You become dangerous because you cannot be demoralized. If the world is nice to you,
You use that positive energy to create. If the world is cruel to you, you use that negative energy to create harder, faster, and more aggressively. You win either way. The input doesn't matter. The output is all that counts. You must make a decision right now. Are you going to be a pressure cooker, waiting to explode? Or are you going to be an engine? Are you going to waste your life trying to find a calm that doesn't exist? Or are you going to embrace the storm and put wind in your sails? I do not waste energy. I transmute it. This is your new reality. You are done apologizing for your fire. You are going to let it burn. But you are going to control the nozzle. You are going to aim the flame. Now that you understand the mechanism, we need to talk about the most potent, volatile, and misunderstood fuel source you possess. The one you have been most ashamed of. The one you have been told is toxic. It's time to stop running from the heat. It's time to walk into the fire.
Chapter 2. Burn the ships. Anger as an engine for action. You have been warned about anger your entire life. Parents, teachers, therapists, they all treat anger like a radioactive leak. They tell you to contain it. They tell you to count to 10. They tell you that anger is a sign of immaturity, a loss of control, a defect in your character. They are wrong. Anger is not a defect. Anger is a fuel source. And it is the most potent, high-octane fuel source available to the human animal. If you look at history, if you look at the men and women who actually changed the world, you will not find calm people. You will find people who were deeply, profoundly dissatisfied. You will find people who were angry at the status quo, angry at injustice, angry at their own poverty, angry at their own mediocrity. Calm accepts things as they are. Calm negotiates with failure. Anger refuses to negotiate. You've been ashamed of your rage. You've been trying to meditate it away. Stop it. You're throwing away your greatest weapon. You don't need to get rid of the anger. You need to change where you are aiming it. Let's redefine what anger actually is. Anger is clarity. Think about the last time you were truly furious. In that moment, were you confused? No. You knew exactly what was wrong. You knew exactly who crossed the line. You knew exactly what standard was not met. Anger is a signal. It is your nervous system screaming at you that a boundary has been violated or a goal has been missed. It is the rawest form of motivation because it strips away all the nuance and leaves only the truth. This is not acceptable. When you feel anger, it means you still care. It means you still have a pulse. It means you still have standards. The problem isn't the feeling. The problem is the direction. Most people are reckless with this fuel. They feel the surge of heat and they let it explode in every direction. They scream at their spouse. They punch a wall. They send a nasty email. They ruin relationships. This is undirected anger. Undirected anger is a grenade. You pull the pin and it blows up everything in the room, including you. It is messy. It is weak. It is a waste. You have a choice. You can let the explosion destroy you, or you can channel the explosion to propel you. We are going to move from the grenade to the cannon. Imagine a cannon. It is filled with gunpowder. That is your rage. If you light that powder without a barrel, it just makes a loud noise and burns your hand.
But if you pack that powder into a steel tube and place a heavy iron ball in front of it, that same explosion knocks down a fortress. This brings us to the core command of this chapter. I want you to memorize this. I want this to be your default setting every time you feel the blood boil. Point the cannon at the wall, not the crew. The crew is your family, your friends, your team, the random barista who got your order wrong. Do not fire at them. That is weakness. The wall is the obstacle standing between you and your vision. The wall is your lack of money. The wall is your lack of skill. The wall is the competitor trying to put you out of business. Point the cannon at the wall, not the crew. When you are disrespected, you feel the urge to fight. Good. Keep that urge. But do not fight with your fists. Fight with your results. This is called the spite drive. Look at the greatest athletes of all time. Look at Michael Jordan. He was famous for inventing slights. He would convince himself that an opposing player insulted him even if they didn't. Why? Because he needed the anger. He knew that love of the game was good, but hatred of losing was better. Love is soft. Hate is hard. Hate gives you endurance when your body wants to quit. Look at the billionaires who started from nothing. Read their biographies. You will see a common theme. They weren't just passionate. They were pissed off. They were angry at being poor. They were angry at being looked down upon. They used that chip on their shoulder as a nuclear battery. They didn't seek therapy to heal their ambition. They used their ambition to heal their reality. It's not about being happy. It's about being effective. Happiness is a terrible motivator for change. If you are happy, you stay on the couch. If you are happy, you don't wake up at 4 a.m. Why would you? You're comfortable. Anger destroys comfort. Anger demands movement. You must learn the art of aggressive creation.
This is how you transmute the rage. The next time you feel that surge, the next time someone tells you no, the next time you fail, do not sit in your room and sulk. Sulking is leaking energy. Take that heat and immediately, within seconds, pour it into work. If you are angry, you can type faster. If you are angry, you can lift heavier. If you are angry, you can focus longer. Use the adrenaline. Adrenaline clears the fog. It sharpens your vision. It numbs the pain of effort. You don't need their permission to use this dark energy. Society wants you nice. Winners are not nice. Winners are effective. Imagine you have a project you've been procrastinating on. You're lazy. You're tired. Now imagine someone just insulted your intelligence. They called you a failure. They laughed at your dreams. Suddenly, you aren't tired anymore. Suddenly, you have the energy to work for 6 hours straight. That is the power you are throwing away when you try to calm down. You have a choice. You can be the person who vents, or you can be the person who vindicates. Venting is for children. It feels good for a moment, but it changes nothing. It releases the pressure without doing the work. Vindication is for kings. Vindication means you take that insult, you swallow it, you let it burn in your gut, and you use the pain to build an empire so big that the person who insulted you becomes irrelevant. That is the key. Point the cannon at the wall, not the crew. Stop lashing out at people. Start lashing out at problems. If you are broke and you are angry about it, stop yelling at the economy. Stop yelling at the politicians. Point the cannon at your lack of skills. Attack the marketplace. Destroy your own ignorance. If you are out of shape and you are angry about it, stop hating the fitness industry. Point the cannon at your weakness. Attack the weights. Destroy the version of you that is lazy. It's not about the emotion, it's about the physics. Undirected anger destroys relationships. Directed anger destroys obstacles.
It is a binary choice. There is no middle ground. Every time you get mad, you are holding a loaded weapon. You can shoot yourself in the foot, or you can shoot the lock off the door. I want you to become an alchemist of rage. I want you to become someone who people are afraid to insult, not because you will yell at them, but because they know that if they insult you, you will use it to get promoted. You will use it to make $1 million. You will use it to outwork them. Make your enemies regret giving you fuel. If they give you fire, thank them, and then use that fire to burn down the barriers in your path. Point the cannon at the wall, not the crew. Say it again. Point the cannon at the wall, not the crew. From today on, you do not suppress anger. You harness it. You let it make you relentless. You let it make you fast. You let it make you dangerous. But remember, anger is a high-revving engine. It gets you off the line fast. It breaks inertia. But to sustain that speed, to navigate the long, dark corners of the journey, you need more than just heat. You need a radar that can see through the fog of the future. You have another feeling that you've been trying to sedate. Another feeling you've been told is a disorder. It keeps you up at night. It makes your chest tight. It whispers about everything that could go wrong. You call it anxiety. I call it your weapon. You mastered the fire. Now, let's sharpen the blade.
Chapter 3. Anxiety is a weapon, sharpening the blade of focus. Let's talk about the monster under the bed. Let's talk about the vibration in your chest that wakes you up at 3 a.m. Let's talk about the racing thoughts, the sweaty palms, and the catastrophic movies playing on a loop in your mind. You call it anxiety. The doctor calls it a disorder. The world calls it a weakness. I call it a radar system. You have been conditioned to believe that anxiety is a malfunction. You think that because you feel nervous, something is wrong with you. You look at chill people and you wish you could be like them. You wish you could just go with the flow. Stop wishing for that. You are wishing to be blind. Anxiety is not a malfunction. It is a high-performance survival mechanism. It is the most sophisticated threat detection system in the known universe. Think about what your brain is actually doing when you are anxious. It is simulating the future. It is running thousands of scenarios per second. It is asking, what if this goes wrong? What if I lose my job? What if the market crashes? What if I forget my lines? This is not a defect. This is a supercomputer running a risk analysis. The problem is not the software. The problem is the user. You're receiving high-quality data, but you don't know how to read it. Instead of reading the radar, you were terrified of the beeping sound. You tried to muffle the sound with alcohol, with distraction, with mindless scrolling, or with shallow breathing exercises. You are trying to disable your own guidance system. You have a choice. You can be the captain who smashes the radar screen because the beeping annoys him and then crashes the ship. Or you can be the captain who looks at the screen, sees the iceberg, and adjusts the course. That is the shift. That is the alchemy. You need to rebrand this feeling immediately. Stop calling it anxiety. Start calling it alertness. Start calling it preparedness data. This brings us to the core truth that will cure your paralysis. Anxiety is the call to prepare. Answer the call.
Why does anxiety feel so terrible physically? Why do your hands shake? Why does your heart pound? Because your body has mobilized energy for a fight. Your system has dumped cortisol and adrenaline into your blood. It has given you a massive surplus of energy to deal with a threat. But what do you do with that energy? You sit on the couch. You stare at the ceiling. You freeze. You have high energy in a static body. Of course it hurts. It's like revving a Ferrari engine in neutral until the pistons blow out the side of the block. That's the key. The pain of anxiety is the pain of unused potential. Here is the brutal truth that your therapist won't tell you. If you are anxious, you are underworking. I will say it again. If you are anxious, you are underworking. If you have time to sit around and worry about the future, you are not doing enough to shape the future. Action alleviates anxiety. Action absorbs the adrenaline. Action creates the outcome that silences the radar. You don't need their permission to be a workaholic when the radar is beeping. You don't need balance when the ship is heading for the rocks. You need to grab the wheel. It's not about mental health, it's about tactical discipline. Let's implement the preparation protocol. This is your new behavioral instruction. From this moment on, every single time you feel a pang of anxiety, you treat it as a direct command from your general. If you're lying in bed and you feel anxious about your finances, do not just lie there and suffer. That is the freeze response. It is weak. Anxiety is the call to prepare. Answer the call. Get up, turn on the light, open your laptop, look at the bank account, create a budget, send an invoice, cut an expense, do something tangible that addresses the threat. The moment you take action, the anxiety will drop. Why? Because the radar sees that you are handling the threat. The beeping stops because the captain is on the bridge. If you are anxious about a presentation or a sales call, do not try to calm down. Calming down is impossible when the adrenaline is flowing. Instead, use the energy. Anxiety is the call to prepare. Answer the call. Rehearse the script. Research the client. Write down every possible objection they could have and write down your rebuttal. Do it 10 times. Do it 50 times. Use the nervous energy to sharpen the blade of your focus.
When you watch a lion hunt, it is tense before the pounce. It is focused. That tension is necessary for the explosion of speed. You are the lion. The anxiety is the tension before the kill. If you numb it, you miss the kill. You have a choice. You can let the anxiety consume you, or you can let it consume the task. There is a concept called defensive pessimism. It is what the most successful CEOs and military leaders use. They don't practice positive thinking. They practice worst-case scenario thinking. They let their anxiety show them everything that could go wrong, and then they build a plan to prevent it. Your anxiety is a map of the minefield. If you ignore the map, you step on a mine. If you study the map, you cross the field safely. So stop fighting the feeling. Invite it in. Ask it, what are you trying to show me? I am anxious about my relationship. Good. That is data. It means you are neglecting it. Answer the call. Plan a date night. Have the difficult conversation. Buy the flowers. I am anxious about my health. Good. That is data. Answer the call. Throw out the junk food. Go to the gym. Schedule the checkup. Do you see the pattern? Anxiety plus inaction equals panic. Anxiety plus action equals focus. You turn the worry into work. You turn the paranoia into preparation. It's not about paranoia, it's about precision. When you start living this way, you become anti-fragile. The more the world scares you, the more prepared you become. The more uncertainty there is in the economy, the harder you work and the richer you get. You are leveraging the very thing that cripples everyone else. Most people are paralyzed by the what-ifs. You are propelled by them. What if I fail? Answer the call. Work so hard that failure becomes statistically impossible.
What if they laugh at me? Answer the call. Become so competent that their laughter turns into silence. This is the only way to live. You cannot think your way out of anxiety. You can only act your way out of it. Stop trying to silence the radar. The radar is your best friend. It is the only thing keeping you honest. It is the only thing keeping you safe. When the alarm rings, you don't smash the clock. You wake up. Anxiety is the call to prepare. Answer the call. So the next time that cold shiver runs down your spine, I want you to smile. I want you to say, "Message received." And then I want you to get to work. You have transmuted your anger into a cannon. You have transmuted your anxiety into a radar. You are becoming a formidable machine. You have the engine and you have the guidance system. But as you start to move, as you start to climb, you are going to look around. You are going to see people who are ahead of you. You are going to see people who have what you want. And you will feel an ugly green twisting in your gut. You will feel envy. Society tells you to be happy for them. Society tells you jealousy is a sin. I tell you it is a map. I tell you that you are looking at the blueprint of your future if you have the guts to read it correctly. You stopped judging your fear. Now, stop judging your desire.
Chapter 4. Envy is your map. The brutal truth about what you want. It starts with a scrolling feed. It starts with a conversation at a dinner party. You see someone who has exactly what you want. Maybe it's the new car. Maybe it's the perfect relationship. Maybe it's the business exit that made them millions. And instantly you feel it. That ugly, sour twisting in your gut. You feel small. You feel cheated. You feel a sudden, sharp dislike for this person, even if they have done nothing to you. You call it hate. You call it cringe. You call them lucky or arrogant or a sellout. But deep down, in the quiet dark of your own mind, you know what it is. It is envy. Society tells you that envy is a sin. Your parents told you to be grateful for what you have. The moralists tell you that comparison is the thief of joy. They tell you to look away, to suppress the jealousy, to force a smile and say, "Good for them." I am telling you to stop lying. You are not happy for them. You are furious that it isn't you. And that fury, that jealousy, it is the most honest thing you have felt in years. You have a choice. You can let that envy turn into bitterness, which is a poison that you drink while hoping the other person dies, or you can let that envy turn into a map. Envy is not a character flaw. It is a compass. This is the compass of desire. Think about it. You do not envy everyone. You don't envy the winner of a figure skating competition if you don't care about skating. You don't envy a scientist winning a Nobel Prize in chemistry if you hate science. You only envy the people who have the life you believe you are capable of living. Envy is a data point. It is a revelation. It is your subconscious mind screaming at you, "That belongs to me." If you feel jealous of a fit person, it is because your soul knows you are supposed to be fit, but you have been lazy. If you feel jealous of a rich person, it is because your soul knows you are supposed to be rich, but you have been fearful. Envy is the gap between who you are and who you know you should be. That's the key. The pain you feel is the pain of your own potential haunting you. So stop shaming yourself for feeling it. Stop trying to be spiritual and above it all. You are not above it. You are in it. Admit it. I want what they have. Say it. It's not greedy. It's honest.
Now that we have stripped away the shame, we can get to work. We are going to perform alchemy on this jealousy. We are going to turn hating into hunting. Most people look at a winner and they look for flaws. They say, oh, he's rich, but he's probably miserable. Or she's fit, but she's probably obsessed and boring. This is a defense mechanism. It is a weak attempt to drag them down to your level so you don't have to climb. You don't need their permission to stop being a hater. You need to become a student. From this moment on, whenever you feel that stab of envy, you are going to switch into gap analysis mode. This is a business term. You look at where you are, point A, and where you want to be, point B, and you analyze exactly what is missing in the middle. The person you envy is point B. They are the case study. They are the proof of concept. Instead of hating the winner, study the winner. If you envy their business, stop gossiping about how they got lucky. Analyze their funnel. Analyze their marketing copy. Analyze their hiring practices. What are they doing at 5 a.m.? What books are they reading? Who are they networking with? They are not your enemy. They are your blueprint. Every time you criticize them, you blind yourself to the lesson they can teach you. Every time you dismiss their success as luck, you rob yourself of the formula. It's not about luck, it's about logic. If they did it, there is a mechanism. There is a series of steps. Your job is to reverse engineer those steps. So here is your new repetitive command. This is the mantra that will stop the bitterness and start the building. Do not hate the player, beat the score. Memorize it. Do not hate the player, beat the score. When you see someone posting their wins online and you feel that urge to leave a snarky comment, stop. Do not hate the player, beat the score. Look at their win, ask, how did they score those points? What move did they use? Then go practice that move. You must convert these people from enemies into pacers. In long-distance running, a pacer is someone who runs ahead of you to set the speed. They show you what is possible. They pull you along. The people you envy are your pacers. They are running at the speed you want to run. If you kill them in your mind, you are running alone in the dark. You need them. You need them to stay rich so you know wealth is possible. You need them to stay fit so you know the human body can do it.
Let their success annoy you. Let it irritate you. Let it keep you up at night. But use that irritation to run faster. If they can make $1 million, why can't you? If they can lose 50 pounds, why can't you? You have a choice. You can sit in the stands and boo, or you can get on the field and play. The spectators are bitter. The players are busy. Transforming envy into competition is the ultimate act of respect for yourself. It means you believe you are in the same league as them. If you truly believed you could never achieve what they have, you wouldn't be envious. You would be indifferent. The fact that you are jealous proves that you believe you are a contender. So, contend. Here is your behavioral instruction. Identify the 3 people you envy the most, the ones who really trigger you. Write their names down. Now, under each name, write down exactly what they have that you want. And then, write down how they got it. Do the research. Be a spy. Dig through their history. Find their failures. Find their habits. Strip mine their life for data. You are going to realize something terrifying. They are not special. They just did the work that you are afraid to do. That's the key. Envy dissolves when you understand the price they paid. Once you see the price, you have a simple decision. Are you willing to pay it? If the answer is yes, then get to work. You have the map. If the answer is no, then let it go. You don't actually want it, you just like the idea of it. But you will never know the truth
as long as you are blinded by hate. Do not hate the player. Beat the score. Use their height to measure your own. Use their speed to calibrate your own. When you start doing this, the envy changes. It stops feeling like acid and starts feeling like fire. It becomes a clean, hot drive to improve. You stop watching them to see if they fail, and you start watching them to see if you can catch up. You turn your life into a chase, and the chase makes you faster. The world is filled with people who want to tear down the successful. They are called crabs in a bucket. When one crab tries to climb out, the others pull it back down. Don't be a crab, be a climber. If someone escapes the bucket, don't pull them down. Watch where they put their claws. Watch how they pulled themselves up. And then follow them out. It's not about them, it's about you. They are just the mirror. They are showing you your own reflection, your own wasted potential. Don't break the mirror, fix the face. Do not hate the player, beat the score. You have the cannon of anger. You have the radar of anxiety. You have the map of envy. You are equipped to build an empire. You are equipped to chase down your dreams with ruthless efficiency. But there is a weight you are carrying. There is something heavy in your past. A loss, a heartbreak, a failure that feels like a hole in your chest. You think this grief is a liability. You think it makes you fragile. You have been waiting for the sadness to go away before you start working. I am here to tell you that the sadness is not going anywhere, and that is good. Because that heaviness, that is not a burden, that is ballast. That is the iron that will make you unshakable. It's time to stop crying and start lifting.
Chapter 5. The Heavy Lift. Turning Grief into Granite Discipline. You are hurting. I know. Maybe you lost someone you loved. Maybe a relationship you thought would last forever just turned into dust. Maybe a dream you worked on for 10 years collapsed overnight. The pain is real. It sits on your chest like a slab of concrete. It makes it hard to breathe. It makes it hard to care. And here comes the world with its soft, suffocating advice. Take a break. Go easy on yourself. Take some time off to heal. Don't worry about work right now. Just focus on you. They tell you to put the weight down. They tell you to stop moving. They tell you to retreat into a cocoon of blankets and tissues and wait for the storm to pass. I am here to give you a different order. Do not put the weight down. This is the hardest thing you will ever hear, but it is the only thing that will save you. When you are broken, when you are grieving, when you are in the depths of despair, that is not the time to stop. That is the time to lift. We need to reframe what this pain actually is. You think grief is a hole? No, grief is a chisel. This is the depth of the vessel. Think about a cup. If a cup is shallow, it can only hold a sip of water. If you pour more in, it spills over. It is limited. It is small. Now think of a canyon. How did that canyon get there? It was carved. It was carved by violent rivers, by wind, by erosion, by time. The carving process was destructive. It stripped away the earth. But what is left? A massive vessel. A vessel deep enough to hold a river.
a vessel deep enough to hold an ecosystem. Your grief is carving you. It is scraping out the shallow parts of your ego. It is digging a cavern in your soul. This hurts. It feels like you are being hollowed out. You are being hollowed out. But that's the key. A shallow man can only hold a shallow success. A shallow man collapses under the weight of responsibility because he has no depth. You want to be a leader? You want to be a titan? You want to build an empire? You need capacity. And capacity is only created through the carving of pain.
The sorrow you feel today is digging the reservoir that will hold your joy tomorrow. It is digging the foundation that will hold your power. So do not run from the chisel. Let it carve. But while it carves, you must work. This brings us to the work through method. Society tells you that healing looks like lying on a beach or sleeping all day. They are wrong. Inaction breeds rot. If you stop moving when you are sad, the sadness congeals. It turns into depression. It turns into a permanent state of victimhood. The mind is a dangerous place when it is left alone with grief. If you sit in silence, your thoughts will eat you alive. You need the solace of labor. Work is not a punishment. Work is a sanctuary. There is a profound healing rhythm in the act of doing difficult things. When your heart is broken, your hands must be busy. I don't care if you are crying. Cry while you type. Cry while you lift. Cry while you build. You don't need their permission to grieve through action. There is a peace to be found in the spreadsheet. There is a silence to be found in the heavy squat. There is a meditation to be found in the late-night strategy session. The chaos is in your heart. You counter the chaos by creating order with your hands. This is not about ignoring your feelings. It is about compartmentalizing them so they don't destroy your life. You are building a container for the pain. That container is your discipline. If you take 6 months off to find yourself, you will wake up in 6 months broke, behind schedule, and still sad. But now, you will also be anxious because you lost your momentum. You have a choice. You can be sad and stagnant, or you can be sad and successful. The sadness will eventually fade. The success will remain. Choose the success. This leads us to the most physical aspect of emotional alchemy: emotional weight training. I want you to visualize your grief as a physical object, a heavy iron rucksack strapped to your back. It weighs 100 pounds. Every step you take is a struggle. Getting out of bed is a struggle. Going to the gym is a struggle. Answering an email feels like climbing Everest. The weak person says, "This is too heavy, I need to take it off." So they sit down on the side of the road, and they never get up again. The alchemist says, "This is heavy, good. I am building muscle." Every day that you function while carrying the weight of grief, you are getting stronger. You are performing spiritual progressive overload. If you can run a business while your heart is breaking, imagine what you will be able to do when you are healed. You will be unstoppable. If you can hit your sales targets while you are grieving a loss, imagine how easy it will be when the sun comes out again. You are training with a weighted vest. You are training at high altitude. It's not about suffering, it's about conditioning. You are conditioning your spirit to handle heavy loads. So here is your repetitive command. This is what you say when the weight feels unbearable. This is what you say when you want to quit.
Carry the weight until you are strong enough to throw it. Say it. Carry the weight until you are strong enough to throw it. Do not put it down. Do not ask someone else to carry it for you. It is your burden. It was custom made for your shoulders. Walk with it, work with it. One day you will wake up and the weight will feel lighter, not because the grief has shrunk, but because you have grown. Your spiritual muscles have adapted to the load. And on that day, you will be able to take that rucksack off and throw it. And when you do, you will realize that you are now capable of carrying responsibilities that would crush a normal person. You will have granite discipline. Granite is formed under intense pressure and heat over a long period of time. It is hard, it is unyielding, it endures. Your grief is the pressure. Your work is the time. Stop looking for a way out of the pain. The only way out is through. Here is your behavioral instruction for this chapter. Do not cancel your meetings. Do not skip the gym. Do not call in sick. Keep your routine. Your routine is the scaffolding that holds you up when your insides have turned to liquid. Cling to the routine. If you need to cry, schedule it. I am serious. Give yourself 30 minutes at night to weep, to scream, to mourn. But when the alarm goes off in the morning, you put the armor back on, you pick up the weight, and you march. Carry the weight until you are strong enough to throw it. The people around you will wonder how you're doing it. They will say, "I don't know how you're so strong." You don't tell them about the weight. You don't ask for sympathy. Sympathy is cheap. Respect is earned. You earn respect by showing up when you have every reason not to. You are turning your tears into sweat. You are turning your heartbreak into a heart of stone. Not cold, but solid, unbreakable. That's the key. The heavy lift is what separates the boys from the men, the dreamers from the conquerors. Anyone can work when they are happy. Anyone can build when the sun is shining. But can you build in the dark? Can you build in the rain? Can you build when your hands are shaking? If you can do that, you own the future. Carry the weight until you are strong enough to throw it. You have learned to burn your anger. You have learned to sharpen your anxiety. You have learned to map your envy. And now you have learned to carry your grief. You are becoming hard. You are becoming formidable. But there is one more trap. One more sticky, tar-like substance that tries to glue your feet to the floor. It is not about the pain of now. It is about the pain of then. It is the voice that says, "I should have done it differently. I wasted so much time. I missed my chance." This is the poison of looking backward. This is regret. You have carried the weight. Now you must stop looking behind you while you walk. It's time to cut the cord to the past.
Chapter 6. Regret is data. Stop crying. Start calculating. How much time do you spend in the museum of your own failures? Be honest. How many hours a week do you spend replaying the tape? You lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, and you watch the movie of your mistakes. You watch the moment you lost the money. You watch the moment you said the wrong thing. You watch the moment you walked away from the opportunity of a lifetime. You say to yourself, "If only. If only I had bought that stock. If only I had taken that job. If only I hadn't been so stupid." You think this is penance. You think that by punishing yourself with the memory, you are somehow atoning for the sin. You think that if you feel bad enough for long enough, the universe might take pity on you and reverse the timeline. I am here to snap you out of this trance. The past is dead. It does not exist. It is a ghost.
And every second you spend wrestling with a ghost is a second you are stealing from your future. You are suffering from the sunk cost fallacy. In economics, a sunk cost is money that has already been spent and cannot be recovered. A rational business owner ignores sunk costs. If the factory burned down yesterday, crying about the fire today does not rebuild the walls. The money is gone. The time is gone. But you are irrational. You are trying to spend today's energy to fix yesterday's problems. You are bankrupting your present to pay for a debt that has already been written off. This is not noble. It is not humble. It is self-indulgence. Yes, I said self-indulgence. Wallowing in regret is a form of narcissism. It is an obsession with your mistake, your pain, your story. It keeps you at the center of the universe, even if that universe is a tragedy. You have a choice. You can continue to be the victim of your history, or you can become the architect of your future. But you cannot be both. You must stop treating your mistakes like a moral failing and start treating them like data. This brings us to the core operation of this chapter, the shift from crying to calculating. The repetitive command you must install in your brain is simple. It is cold. It is mechanical. Extract the lesson, delete the emotion, move forward. Say it. Extract the lesson, delete the emotion, move forward. Let's talk about how professionals handle failure. Let's talk about the aviation industry. When a plane crashes, it is a tragedy. People die, millions of dollars are lost. But do you know what the investigators do? They do not sit on the runway and cry. They do not write poetry about how sad it is.
They go into the wreckage and they find the black box. They are looking for the data. They want to know exactly what happened. Was it a mechanical failure? Was it pilot error? Was it the weather? They find the root cause. They analyze it. And then, this is the most important part, they update the system. They rewrite the pilot's manual. They redesign the engine part. They change the protocol. They ensure that this specific crash can never happen again. You need to treat your life like a plane crash. You cheated on your partner and lost the relationship? That is a crash. You gambled your savings on a bad investment? That is a crash. You wasted your 20s partying and now you are behind? That is a crash. Stop crying over the wreckage. Find the black box. You need to perform a ruthless post-mortem analysis. Sit down. Take out a piece of paper. This is not a diary entry. This is an accident report. Ask yourself, what was the decision that led to the failure? What emotional state was I in when I made that decision? What information did I ignore? What system was missing that would have prevented this? This is the post-mortem. If you lost money, was it because you were greedy? Was it because you didn't do due diligence? Good. That is data. If you lost a relationship, was it because you were arrogant? Was it because you were insecure? Good. That is data. Data is neutral. Data does not have feelings. Data cannot hurt you. It can only inform you. Once you have the data, you apply the mantra. Extract the lesson, delete the emotion, move forward. Most people get stuck on the delete the emotion part. They extract the lesson, but they keep the guilt. They say, I learned my lesson, but I still feel like a loser. No, that's the key. The guilt has a shelf life.
I am giving you a rule. You are allowed to mourn a mistake for exactly 5 minutes per day.
For 5 minutes, you can feel stupid. You can feel ashamed. You can beat yourself up. But when the timer goes off, you are done. The emotion is deleted. You return to the calculation. If you continue to dwell on it past the point of analysis, you are not learning. You are hiding. You are using your past failure as an excuse to avoid taking a new risk today. I can't start a business. I failed last time. That is not wisdom. That is fear dressed up as wisdom. You don't need their permission to forgive yourself. Forgiveness is not a feeling. Forgiveness is a strategic decision to stop wasting resources on a battle that is already over. Now, we must seal this process. We must make sure the crash doesn't happen again. You are going to create the never again contract. Once you have analyzed the black box, you write a new law for your life. If you lost money lending it to a friend who didn't pay you back, the lesson is not, people suck. That is emotional. The lesson is, I do not lend money to friends. I either give it as a gift or I say no. That is the contract. If you failed an exam because you procrastinated, the lesson is not, I am dumb. The lesson is, I do not study at home. I study at the library and I leave my phone in the car. That is the contract. You create a system that makes the mistake impossible to repeat. This is how you build wisdom. Wisdom is nothing more than a collection of analyzed mistakes. The wisest people in the world are the ones who have crashed the most planes, but harvested the most black boxes. It's not about perfection, it's about iteration. You are a machine that is constantly upgrading its own software. Every error is a bug report. You fix the bug, you patch the code, and you release the next version of you. Version 1.0 was naive. Version 2.0 was broken. Version 3.0 is optimized. But you will never get to version 3.0 if you are still crying about version 1.0. So, look at your biggest regret, the one that keeps you up at night, the one that makes you cringe. Stare it in the face. It is just an event. It is just atoms and time. It has no power over you unless you give it power. Strip it for parts. Take the wisdom, leave the pain. Extract the lesson, delete the emotion, move forward. Think about the time you have wasted regretting. That time is the only thing you should actually regret. But even that is a sunk cost. So let it go. Today is a new ledger. Today is a fresh sheet of paper. Do not write your past on your future. If you are carrying the shame of a failure, drop it. It is heavy and it is useless. Carry the lesson instead. The lesson weighs nothing. The lesson is a weapon. The lesson is a shield. Extract the lesson, delete the emotion, move forward. From this moment on, you are a scientist of your own life. When things go wrong, you do not panic. You calculate, you adjust, you improve. You are becoming colder. You are becoming sharper. You are becoming harder to kill. You have stopped letting the past haunt you. You have buried the ghosts. But now that you are looking forward, now that you are looking at the horizon, you see something else. You see the unknown. You see the risks. You see the fog. And your heart starts to race again. You are not looking at what has happened. You are looking at what might happen. You call this fear. You think it's a stop sign. You think it's a warning to turn back. You are wrong. Fear is not a wall. Fear is a compass. It is pointing you exactly where you need to go.
Chapter 7. Fear is a compass, walking directly into the fire. You are standing at a crossroads. To your left, the path is paved. It is well lit. It is safe. You know exactly where it goes because you have walked it 1,000 times before. It leads back to your couch. It leads back to your routine. It leads back to the life you were already living. To your right, the path is dark. It is steep. There are shadows. You cannot see the destination. And when you look at it, your stomach drops. Your heart speeds up. Your palms sweat. A voice in your head screams, "Danger! Do not go there!" You call this fear. You think this feeling is a stop sign. You think it is a wall designed to keep you out. You are wrong. That fear is not a wall. It is a compass. The darkness is not a warning to turn back. It is a beacon telling you exactly where the gold is buried. You have been navigating your life backward. You have been moving toward comfort and running away from fear. And that is exactly why you are stuck. That is exactly why you are frustrated. The North Star of fear. Let's establish a fundamental rule of human growth. If you are not afraid, you are in the comfort zone. And the comfort zone is where dreams die. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. It is a sterile environment. It is a graveyard of potential. If you go to work and you are not scared, you are not learning. If you set a goal and it doesn't terrify you, the goal is too small. Fear is the biological marker for the unknown, and the unknown is the only place where new value exists. If you are not shaking, you are not stretching. You have a choice. You can spend the rest of your life safe, warm, and irrelevant. Or you can step into the cold and become who you were meant to be. You need to flip your operating system. When you feel fear, your instinct is to retreat. I want you to rewire that instinct. When you feel fear, that is your signal to attack. This brings us to the core command of this chapter. This is the mantra that will guide you through the fog. Go where the fear is. The fear marks the treasure. Say it. Go where the fear is. The fear marks the treasure. Why are you afraid to start that business? Because it matters to you. Why are you afraid to approach that person? Because they have value to you. Why are you afraid to speak on stage? Because you care about your reputation.
Fear is a Geiger counter for significance. It only ticks loudly when you are close to something important. If something doesn't matter, you aren't scared of it. You aren't scared of eating cereal. You aren't scared of watching TV. You are scared of the things that have the power to transform you. So follow the fear. It is the North Star. But how do you move when your legs feel like lead? How do you speak when your throat is tight? You use the action override. Most people are waiting for the fear to go away before they act. They say, "I'll do it when I feel more confident. I'll do it when I'm ready." That's the key. You will never be ready. Let me repeat that. You will never be ready. Confidence is not a prerequisite for action. Confidence is the result of action. You don't get confident and then do the scary thing. You do the scary thing, you survive, and then you get confident. You have to move before you feel good. You have to move while you are terrified. This is the override. When the fear alarm is ringing, you do not negotiate with it. You do not analyze it. You act. You count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You send the email. You make the call.
You walk onto the stage. You hijack your own nervous system. The moment you take action, the fear changes. It shifts from anxiety to excitement. It shifts from paralysis to flow. But you have to cross the threshold. You have to jump off the cliff to build your wings on the way down. It's not about confidence, it's about courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting in spite of fear. If you weren't scared, you wouldn't need courage. You would just need common sense. You don't need their permission to be brave. You just need to move your feet. And what happens when you do this? What happens when you repeatedly walk into the fire? You get desensitization through exposure. You build a callus.
Think about a mechanic's hands. The first time he touches a hot engine block, he burns his skin. It hurts. He pulls back. But he does it again, and again, and again. Over time, his skin gets thicker. It gets tougher. Eventually, he can hold a hot wrench and feel nothing. His hands have become leather. You need to do the same thing to your soul. You need to leatherize your spirit. If you are afraid of rejection, you don't hide from it. You go get rejected. You get rejected 10 times a day until the word no sounds like background noise. If you are afraid of public speaking, you don't read books about it. You get on stage. You stutter. You sweat. You bomb. And then you do it again. You touch the hot stove until it stops burning. This is called callousing. The things that terrify you right now, the difficult conversations, the financial risks, the public scrutiny, they only terrify you because you are soft. You haven't exposed yourself enough. You have a choice. Stay soft and fragile, or expose yourself to the heat and become hard. The first time you jump into a cold shower, you gasp. It's a shock. The 100th time, it's just water. The first time you ask for a sale, you shake. The 100th time, it's just business. Go where the fear is. The fear marks the treasure. The treasure is not just the money or the success. The treasure is the version of you that is no longer afraid. The treasure is the freedom of being able to walk into any room, confront any situation, and handle any pressure without blinking. That is the ultimate power, to be fearless. But you don't get there by thinking. You get there by walking through the fire. So here is your behavioral instruction for today. I want you to make a list. Call it the hit list. Write down the 3 things you are currently avoiding because of fear. Maybe it's firing a toxic employee. Maybe it's asking for a raise. Maybe it's posting your content online. Look at the list. That list is your itinerary. That is your map. Start with the scariest one. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait for the stars to align. The action override. Do it now. Rip the Band-Aid off. Send the text. Book the flight. Launch the product. Your brain will scream. Let it scream. Your heart will pound. Let it pound. It's not about comfort. It's about evolution. You are evolving from a prey animal that runs from danger into a predator that hunts opportunity. Every time you face a fear, you kill a weakness. Every time you back down, you feed the weakness. Do not feed the weakness. Starve it. Go where the fear is. The fear marks the treasure. When you finally cross that line, when you finally do the thing you thought would kill you, you will look back and realize something funny. The fire wasn't real. The monster was a shadow. The only thing that was real was the growth. You have mastered the internal game. You have the anger, you have the focus, you have the map, you have the courage. But now, you are going to step out into the world. You are going to take action, and the world is going to push back. The world is going to tell you no.
People will shut doors in your face. Clients will ghost you. Investors will laugh. You think this is failure. You think this means you should stop. No. You need to understand the physics of success. A no is not a stop sign. A no is simply the friction of moving forward. You are going to learn how to eat rejection for breakfast. Chapter 8. The Gift of No. Rejection as Rocket Fuel. You are afraid of a two-letter word. It is the smallest word in the language, yet it has the power to paralyze you. It stops you from picking up the phone. It stops you from asking for the sale. It stops you from walking across the room to introduce yourself. No. You treat this word like a bullet. You think that when someone says no to you, they are shooting you. You think they are killing your value. You think they are saying, you are not enough. You are unworthy. You are a failure. So you hide. You avoid situations where no is a possibility. You play small so you never have to feel the sting of rejection. I'm here to tell you that you have it backward. No is not a bullet. No is a brick. And if you collect enough of them, you build a castle. You have been looking at rejection as a stop sign. It is not a stop sign. It is a stepping stone. We need to completely overhaul your relationship with this word. You need to stop fearing it and start hunting for it. The filter mechanism. First, understand what rejection actually is. It is not a judgment on your soul. It is a data point regarding alignment. When a client says no to your price, they are not saying you are worthless. They are saying they cannot afford you. When a potential partner says no to a date, they are not saying you are unlovable. They are saying they are not the right fit. This is the filter mechanism. Rejection is the world's way of protecting you from the wrong people. Imagine if everyone said yes. You would be overwhelmed with bad clients, toxic relationships, and mediocre opportunities. You would drown in misalignment. No clears the board. No removes the clutter. No saves you time. That's the key. A no is a favor. It frees you up to find the yes that actually matters. If someone rejects you, they have done you a service. They have stepped out of your way. They have removed themselves from your movie. Do not chase them. Do not beg them. Let them go. You have a choice. You can take the rejection personally and let it crush your ego, or you can take it strategically and let it sharpen your focus.
The amateur gets a no and goes home to cry. The professional gets a no and says, next. You must develop the skin of a rhino. You must become completely indifferent to the sound of refusal. But we are going to go deeper than indifference. We are going to tap into a darker, more powerful fuel source. The prove them wrong energy. Society tells you to be high-minded. They tell you don't care what people think. Do it for yourself. That is cute advice. But sometimes it is not enough. Sometimes you need a little bit of venom. There is a profound power in the desire to prove people wrong. Think about every teacher who said you wouldn't amount to anything. Think about every ex who laughed at your dreams. Think about every investor who passed on your idea. Do you want to know the best way to destroy them? You don't argue with them. You don't fight them on Twitter. You succeed. You succeed so massively, so undeniably, that your success becomes an insult to their intelligence. When they reject you, do not get sad. Get even. And the only way to get even is to win. You don't need their permission to be great. In fact, their lack of permission is the very thing that should drive you. Every no you receive is a bet against you. They're betting on your failure. Are you going to let them win that bet? Hell no. Take that no and throw it into the furnace. Use it. Let it burn. When you are tired, when you want to quit at 10 p.m., remember the person who said you couldn't do it. Remember the door that was slammed in your face. Use that anger. We talked about this in Chapter 2. Anger is fuel. Rejection is the spark that lights it. The prove them wrong energy is dirty fuel, but it burns hot. It will get you up the mountain. Once you are at the top, you can let it go. But while you are climbing, use it. It's not about bitterness, it's about leverage. Leverage every doubt. Leverage every dismissal. Now let's talk about the math, because success is not magic. Success is a math equation.
The volume game. Most people fail because they simply do not ask enough times. They ask 3 people, get 3 no's, and quit. They say, I tried, but it didn't work. You didn't try, you dabbled. In sales, in dating, in fundraising, in life, it is a volume game. If your closing rate is 1%, that means you need 100 no's to get 1 yes. The amateur looks at the 99 no's as failures. The alchemist looks at the 99 no's as the price of the yes. Every no brings you statistically closer to the yes. If you know that you need to make 100 calls to get a deal, then every time someone hangs up on you, you should be happy. You should say, thank you. That is 1 less call I have to make to get to the money. This brings us to the repetitive command for this chapter. I want you to gamify this. I want you to change the objective. Your goal is not to get a yes. Your goal is to collect no's. Collect the no's. They are the receipts of your effort. Say it. Collect the no's. They are the receipts of your effort. If you end the day with 0 rejections, it means you didn't do any work. It means you stayed in the safe zone. It means you didn't ask for anything. If you end the day with 20 rejections, it means you were out there hunting. It means you were pushing boundaries. It means you were colliding with the world. A no is proof of life. A no is a receipt that says, I tried.
Show me a man with no receipts, and I will show you a man with no success. Show me a man with a mountain of receipts, a man who has been rejected 1,000 times, and I will show you a master. Collect the no's. They are the receipts of your effort. You need to increase the volume. You want a better job? Don't apply for 5. Apply for 50. You want investors? Don't pitch 10. Pitch 100. You want to find a partner? Stop waiting for the one to fall out of the sky. Go meet 100 people. 1 yes erases 1,000 no's. Think about that. If you pitch your business to 100 investors and 99 say no, but the 100th says yes and gives you $1 million, do the 99 no's matter? No, they are erased. They are history. You won. But you would never have found the 100th investor if you had stopped at the 10th, or the 50th, or the 90th. Most people quit on the 99th no. That's the key. You have to be willing to look like a fool 99 times to look like a genius once. Are you willing to pay that price? Are you willing to take the hits? If not, go back to the cubicle. Go back to safety. But if you want the crown, you have to walk through the fire of rejection. Here is your behavioral instruction. Go get rejected. I mean it. Go out today and ask for something you know you probably won't get. Ask for a discount on your coffee. Ask for an upgrade on your flight. Ask a prospect who is out of your league for a meeting. When they say no, I want you to smile. Physically smile and say to yourself, that's one. Collect the no's. They are the receipts of your effort. Make it a game. See how many no's you can get in a week. If you aim for rejection, you take away its power. You can't be hurt by something you are trying to get. And the irony? The great cosmic joke? When you stop fearing no, and when you start increasing your volume, you will start getting yes. You will get yes because you are fearless. You will get yes because you are persistent. You will get yes because you are simply asking more people than anyone else. It's not about luck, it's about statistics. So stop crying about the door that closed. Kick the next one open. Collect the no's. They are the receipts of your effort. You are building a stack of receipts, and one day you will cash them all in for the life you dreamed of. You have transmuted the rejection. You have turned the no into fuel. You are unstoppable in the world of people. But now, we need to talk about where the real work happens. We need to talk about the place where there are no people, no applause, no feedback, no noise. We need to talk about the silence. Society tells you that being alone is sad. They call it loneliness. They tell you to go out, socialize, network, mingle. I am telling you that greatness is born in the void. You need to learn to shut the door, lock the world out, and enter the forge.
Chapter 9. Solitude is the forge, building the iron self. You are addicted to noise. You wake up and immediately check your phone. You drive to work and listen to the radio. You sit at your desk and check your email. You go home and turn on the TV. You text your friends constantly because you are terrified of one thing. You are terrified of silence. You are terrified of being alone with your own thoughts. Society has convinced you that being alone is a defect. They call it loneliness. They tell you to go out. They tell you to network. They tell you to mingle. They tell you that if you are sitting by yourself on a Friday night working, you are a loser. They are lying to you to keep you average. The herd is average. The crowd is mediocre. If you are always with the herd, you will think like the herd, act like the herd, and fail like the herd. Greatness is not a group project. Greatness is a solo mission. You need to understand the fundamental difference between two words that sound the same but are worlds apart: loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is a state of sadness. It is a feeling of lack. It is, I am alone because nobody wants me. That is weak. That is victimhood. Solitude is a state of power. It is, I am alone because I'm busy. It is, I am alone because I'm building. That is strategic isolation. You have a choice. You can be lonely and sad, or you can be solitary and dangerous. This brings us to the metaphor of the forge. Think about how a sword is made. It is not made in a crowded room with people drinking and laughing. It is made in a dark, hot room by a blacksmith who is focused on one thing: hitting the iron until it becomes steel. He is alone with the heat. He is alone with the hammer. You are the iron. Solitude is the forge.
If you are constantly surrounded by people, you are constantly distracted. You are constantly seeking validation. You are constantly diluting your energy. To become the iron self, you must shut the door. You must lock the world out. You must enter the darkness. That's the key. You cannot find yourself in the noise.
You can only forge yourself in the silence. This brings us to the core command of this chapter, the mantra of the architect. Build in silence. Shock them with the result. Say it. Build in silence. Shock them with the result. We live in a world of oversharing. Everyone posts their plans. I'm starting a business. I'm going on a diet. I'm writing a book. They post it on social media to get a dopamine hit. They want the applause before they have done the work. And do you know what happens? The applause satisfies their brain. They feel like they achieved something, so they stop working. They announce the plan, got the likes, and then quit. Don't be like them. Be a ghost. Disappear. This is called monk mode. Monk mode is a period of time where you ruthlessly eliminate all distractions. You say no to the parties. You say no to the casual hangouts. You say no to the mindless scrolling. You go dark. Your friends will get annoyed. They will say, "You've changed. You're boring now. Why don't you come out?" Good. Let them talk. You don't need their permission to disappear and work on your craft. If you feel left out, it means you are still looking for external validation. You need to rewire your brain. Feeling left out is a sign that you are locked in. If you are at the party, you aren't at the bank. If you are at the club, you aren't at the gym. You have to decide what you want more, the attention of the crowd or the respect of the mirror. When you enter monk mode, you are buying back your attention. You are taking all that energy you used to waste on gossip and small talk, and you are laser focusing it on your mission. It's not about isolation, it's about concentration. And here is the hardest part. Internal validation. You have been trained like a dog to perform for treats. The treats are likes, comments, and compliments. You do things so people will watch you do them.
In the Forge, there is no audience. No one is watching you do the push-ups. No one is watching you write the code. No one is watching you study the market. You have to learn to clap for yourself. You have to learn to derive your self-worth from the execution, not the recognition. Did you do the work today? Yes. Did you stick to the plan? Yes. Then you are winning, even if nobody knows. Build in silence. Shock them with the result. The shock is the weapon. There is nothing more powerful than emerging from the shadows with a finished product. Imagine disappearing for 6 months. No posts, no updates. People think you fell off. They think you quit. And then suddenly, you reemerge. You drop the new business. You walk into the room 30 pounds lighter and ripped. You publish the book. You don't explain how you did it. You just show the result. The silence creates mystery. The mystery creates power. If you tell everyone what you are doing, they can sabotage you. They can doubt you. They can talk you out of it. If you tell no one, they can't touch you. You are protected by the silence. Build in silence. Shock them with the result. So, here is your behavioral instruction. This is the blackout protocol. I want you to pick a goal, a big one, the one you've been talking about for years. Now I want you to make a rule. You are not allowed to talk about it.
You are not allowed to post about it. You are not allowed to tell your mother, your best friend, or your partner. You just do it. Every time you want to brag, shut your mouth and put that energy back into the work. Every time you want to complain about how hard it is, shut your mouth and put that energy back into the work. Let the results introduce themselves. This builds a specific type of confidence. It is a quiet confidence. It is the confidence of a man who knows he has a weapon concealed in his coat. He doesn't need to shout. He doesn't need to posture. He knows what he has. When you build in the dark, you own the light. Society is noisy.
The winners are quiet. Look at the real titans. They don't tweet every thought. They work. And when they speak, the world listens because they have the leverage of achievement. Build in silence. Shock them with the result. Start loving the solitude. Start loving the Friday nights alone with your laptop. Start loving the early mornings alone with the weights. That loneliness you feel, that is the weakness leaving your body. That is the addict going through withdrawal. Let it burn. On the other side of that loneliness is the iron self, the version of you that is self-sufficient, the version of you that needs nothing from anyone. That's the key. If you need them to clap, you are their servant. If you clap for yourself, you are the master. Build in silence. Shock them with the result. You have learned the entire system now. You have taken the fire of anger, the radar of anxiety, the map of envy, the weight of grief, the data of regret, the compass of fear, the rocket fuel of rejection, and you have forged it all in the silence of solitude. You have all the components. You are now standing in front of the final gate. You need to combine all of these elements into a single unbreakable philosophy. You need a unified theory of emotional alchemy. You need to take a vow that says, no matter what happens, good or bad, tragedy or triumph, you will never be the victim again. You will be the machine that eats everything.
Chapter 10. The Alchemist's Vow. Transmute everything. We have reached the end of the line. We have stripped you down. We have rebuilt you. You started this journey thinking that your emotions were happening to you. You thought anger was a problem. You thought anxiety was a sickness. You thought grief was a weakness. You were living in a reactive state, bouncing like a pinball from one crisis to the next, hoping for a break, hoping for peace, hoping for the world to be nice to you. Stop hoping. Hope is passive. You are no longer a victim of your biology. You are now the master of it. You have learned the individual techniques. You know how to aim the cannon of anger. You know how to read the radar of anxiety. You know how to burn the fuel of rejection. But techniques are not enough. Techniques are just tools in a toolbox. What you need now is a philosophy. You need a unified operating system that runs in the background of your mind 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You need to take the alchemist's vow. This is the final transformation. This is where we lock the door behind us and throw away the key. There is no going back to the old you. The old you categorized life into two buckets, good and bad. Good was when things went your way. Bad was when they didn't. Good was pleasure. Bad was pain. The alchemist destroys these buckets. The alchemist sees only one thing: input. This is the closed-loop system. Imagine a factory that can run on anything. It can run on coal. It can run on solar power. It can run on nuclear waste. It can run on garbage. It doesn't matter what you dump into the hopper. The machine consumes it, burns it, and produces energy. You are that factory. You have a choice. You can continue to be a picky eater, only accepting positive vibes and good news, starving to death when life gets hard. Or you can become an omnivore. You can decide that every single thing that happens to you is raw material. If you lose your job, that is raw material. It is freedom. It is a reboot. If your spouse leaves you, that is raw material. It is a chance to rebuild your identity from the ground up. If you get sick, that is raw material. It is a reminder of your mortality and a call to urgency. There is no bad input. There is only fuel.
That's the key.
The moment you stop judging the event and start using the event, you become invincible. You need to install the final repetitive command into your subconscious. This is the law that rules your life from this moment forward. Nothing is wasted. Everything is fuel. I burn it all. Say it. Nothing is wasted. Everything is fuel. I burn it all. This is the secret to the unstoppable state. Most people are fragile. Like a glass vase, they look nice when they're sitting safely on the shelf. But if you knock them over, if you apply pressure, they shatter. They break into a million pieces and they cannot be put back together. You must become anti-fragile. When life strikes you, you do not break. You get stronger. You are like a muscle. You are like a callus. The trauma is the stimulus for growth. Think about the most dangerous person in the world. It is not the person who has never lost. It is the person who has lost everything and is still standing. Why? Because they have nothing left to fear. They have taken the worst the world can give and they transmuted it into power. If you can take your deepest pain and turn it into your greatest drive, who can stop you? No one. If your competitor tries to crush you, they're just giving you data. If the economy crashes, it is just clearing the playing field for you. If the critics attack you, they're just marketing your name. You don't need their permission to win. You don't even need their cooperation. You just need their energy. And they give it to you every time they interact with you, whether they love you or hate you. It's not about optimism. It's about efficiency. Optimism says, everything will be okay. That is soft. Alchemy says, I will use everything to make it okay. That is hard. You are building a closed loop. Nothing escapes. That time you wasted in your 20s, nothing is wasted. Use the regret to fuel your discipline today. That money you lost on a bad deal, everything is fuel. Use the lesson to sharpen your investment strategy. That heartbreak that nearly killed you, I burn it all. Use the depth of that pain to create art, or build a business, or connect with others.
When you live by this vow, you are never a victim. A victim says, "Why is this happening to me?" An alchemist says, "Thank you for the delivery." You must look at your life like a fire. A fire does not care what you throw into it. Throw a log in, it burns. Throw a piece of furniture in, it burns. Throw a painting in, it burns. The fire consumes the obstacle and becomes a bigger fire. So here is your behavioral instruction. This is your life's work. Every time something bad happens, I want you to pause. I want you to feel the initial shock. That is natural. But then I want you to trigger the alchemist's vow. I want you to verbally say, fuel. You get a flat tire on the way to a meeting? Don't curse. Say, fuel. How is it fuel? It tests your patience. It tests your ability to handle a crisis. It gives you a story. You get rejected by a dream client. Say, fuel. It tests your persistence. It forces you to improve your pitch. You accept the delivery, you throw it in the furnace, you keep moving. You have a choice. You can carry the baggage or you can burn the baggage to propel the train. Most people are dragging a heavy sack of trauma behind them. They are slow. They are tired. They are defined by what happened to them in the past. You are light. You are fast because you burned the sack. You used the trauma as gasoline. That's the key. You are not denying the pain. You are utilizing it. This is the ultimate form of respect for your own life, to waste nothing. If you suffer and learn nothing, your suffering was meaningless. That is a tragedy. If you suffer and you build an empire because of it, your suffering was the price of admission. That is a triumph.
Make your suffering pay you. Nothing is wasted. Everything is fuel. I burn it all. Look at the chapters of your life. Chapter 1, the victim. That chapter is closed. Chapter 2, the alchemist. That chapter begins now. You are going to walk out of this door and the world is going to try to break you. It is going to throw curveballs. It is going to try to make you calm down. It is going to try to make you average. Let it try. You have the code. You have the vow. You are a machine that converts resistance into progress. So I have one question for you. When the next disaster strikes, and it will strike, what are you going to do? Are you going to cry? Are you going to quit? Or are you going to look at the wreckage, smile, and say, "This will burn nicely"? It's not about what you endure. It's about what you engineer. Engineer your ascension. Use the bricks they threw at you to build the stairs. Nothing is wasted. Everything is fuel. I burn it all. This is your vow. This is your life. You have mastered the art of emotional alchemy. You have turned the lead of your life into gold. You are ready. The book is finished. But the work never ends. The fire always needs feeding. Go find something to burn. You now possess the secret. The world wants you numb. The world wants you medicated, passive, and docile. But you are now awake. You understand the physics of the soul. Energy cannot be destroyed, only transformed. You are that transformer. From this moment forward, you will not complain about the darkness. You will burn it to create light. Every time you feel the heat of anger, you will work harder. Every time you feel the chill of fear, you will step forward. You are an engine that consumes chaos and produces order. There is no bad emotion, only wasted energy. Do not waste another drop. The next time the world tries to break you, the next time life tries to crush you, you will not crumble. You will smile. You will smile because you know the truth. You will look the chaos in the eye and say, "Thank you for the fuel. Now go burn."